Hello, today I'm gonna introduce you to three main Vietnamese sort of like herbs that you find in the soup. So the first herb that I have here is called the Eryngium. What that really, well, how I would translate it is as a lime herb, simply because it smells kind of citrusy and lime-like, so hence the name. This one is like a succulent plant. It has this furry body. The stem has a lot of water in it, and the leaves as well. So the stem is furry, the leaves are furry. It can be grown in any sort of environment, whether it's semi-shade or full sun. It doesn't require a lot of maintenance. You can just put it in the ground. Like, the soil doesn't need to be great, and it will still grow. It's drought tolerant, but with this, if you give it the right environment, say like rich soil, lots of water, like regular amounts of watering and fertilizer, they'll have a broader leaf, and they're like around the size of my hands or bigger. This one here, you can see that I got it in a pot, and I haven't removed it, and I left it there and I totally forgot about it, kind of thing. So therefore it's overgrown the pot now, and the leaves are not as big. So yeah, maybe it's due time to move it out. In terms of propagation, you can do a cutting. Choose the older stem. So this will be the younger ones, and the older ones, they're a lot browner. Remove the bigger leaves and just leave the little leaves there if you want to, and kind of like stick it into some potting mix, regular amount of water, semi-shade if you want to, and over time new roots will grow from that stem, and you have yourself like a herb. So that's my dog digging. So that's that plant. Medicinal value wise, it's used for respiratory kind of flu-like symptoms, like to help with fever. It helps with like mucus build up, like reducing mucus build up when you, especially when you have a flu and you have blocked nose, that kind of thing. It's very cheap. You can get it like a few grams, so maybe 100 grams or something like that for a few dollars. And I think that's pretty much all I can say about it. It's not as popular compared to these two, but if you don't have access to these two, you can always use this, and it's worthwhile to grow in your garden because they're so low maintenance and easy to grow. So the second herbs I have here is called Ngo Om. So the closest translation will be hugging herbs. Now I'll make up this story because they grow together in cluster, and it's kind of like hugging, so I'm going to call it a hugging herb. Well, basically this one is the most expensive one, the herbs that you can get in the shop. They cost around $100 per kilo, just for, you know, for yeah, $100 a kilo. In terms of growing it, it's require a particular growing environment. It needs a lot of moisture, and it needs humidity, like a warm environment with lots of moisture to grow, and also a rich kind of soil environment. It can grow all year round, so these two can grow all year round. The characteristic of this plant is that it's kind of like succulent in nature, in that the stem has this body of fluid in them. The stem is furry, and also the leaves is furry. In terms of propagation, I haven't seen them flower, so I can't say you can germinate it from seed. Likewise with the first one, but what you can do is like separate the roots and get a stem with a bit of root system planted into your soil, the one that you make up. What I have here is like, I cover this with plastic, and inside basically the soil, I mixed it with cocoa peat moss and stuff like that, just to keep that warm environment and also retaining a lot of the fluid. That's how I grow them, and so far it has been successful and I haven't had any issue with that. So that's the only means of propagation that I know of for these herbs. In terms of costs, I think I said that is quite expensive. For medicinal values, it's mainly used for female hormone regulation, so that just help you with having regular periods, and also it has respiratory property, but they're very, like, it's very minimal. And number three, it's like it enhances your appetite, so possibly got to do with the aroma, and for digestion as well. It just helps with digestion of the food. Basically, I think that's pretty much it for this herb. The next one I have is called Ngo Gai. It's kind of like a prickly herbs, or yeah, I would just translate it as prickly herbs, or spiky herbs. Yeah, that would do. And I think it's simply because the leaves are prickly, and also the flowers as well. It doesn't hurt that much. It's kind of like a fine needle stick kind of poking you. Well, it does depend your pain threshold, really. And also, and it's a single leaf. The flowers come out of this massive stem here, and you can use the seed to germinate it and grow some more, or you can separate the plant. They have little baby ones from the root. You can separate them, and that's how you would propagate them. They don't grow all year round. I think like by winter, autumn, winter, it starts to die. They come back in spring, and yeah, growing medium. It's a moist, warm environment, so these two are very similar, but not, it doesn't need to be covered in like a plastic kind of thing, although it will do well. You can, and all of these can be grown in semi-shade, but these ones in particular, semi-shade, this can be in full sun. What else can I say about this plant? Cost wise is around $50 a kilo, and medicinal value, it's good for digestion, and it's also mainly for renal, so for like getting rid of, helping you wee. It's like a diuretic kind of thing. And to eat these, you can have these raw in soup, like put on top of sprinkling. This one also, but for this one here, I think because the aroma is so strong, it's just a matter of preference whether you like it or not. And you just pluck a few leaves and a few stems, and just chop it finely and just put it in your cooking, like soup. And that's how you have it. And it tastes great with tom yum soup, if you're familiar with that. I think that's pretty much it from us, and the three commonly used herbs in Vietnamese cooking. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time. Bye.